Let's get it, guys. Number 5. Let's start off with Matthew Stafford. Matthew Stafford just got him a Super Bowl, man. Like, spent that long in Detroit. Okay, 12, 13 years, something like that. Changed environments, and he got him a Super Bowl. You look at Matthew Stafford, 45 game-winning drives since 2009, and he's played on some bad teams. Look at that list right there. You got Drew Brees, Tom Brady, Ben Roethlisberger. Matthew Stafford is in there as well, but Matt Ryan is in there as well, but Matthew Stafford, he's played on some bad teams in Detroit. They were always down, and it does not matter. Matthew Stafford being able to touch any part of the field, the weird arm angles he's able to deliver the ball through, and him having the intestinal fortitude to even try some of those passes we've seen him trying to pass. Yes, Matthew Stafford definitely has to be on this list. All right, guys, let's go on to number 4. Number 4. I think he's one of my old quarterbacks. Yeah. Dangerous. Russell Wilson at number 4. Yes. Got to throw Dangerous up there. There were times in the huddle, and I had Russell when he was very, very young and very early in his career. But there were times in the huddle during 2-minute drives and things like that during timeouts where Russell just lit up. Where you just knew he's going to have one of those extended dropbacks. He's going to scramble around. He's going to make a lot of defensive linemen miss, and he's going to be explosive in the pass game with that moon ball he likes to throw down the football field. Again, he's the best deep ball thrower of the football in our game right now. It's dangerous, guys. All right, that was number 4. Got to go on to number 3. This guy, many people consider him the GOAT. Not just of quarterbacking, but of all of football, right? It's Tom Brady. Tom Brady, he's getting better with age. It's kind of like a fine wine. His arm is getting stronger. You can put him on the strongest arm list with Peter, if I'm not mistaken. I think you might have put him on the strongest arm list, so you should have. He's one of those guys. You see what I'm saying? But again, you look at Tom Brady, just think about the last time we seen Tom play. He was down some of his top receivers. Chris Godwin wasn't playing. Antonio Brown wasn't playing. And it didn't matter. He almost brought his team back against the dominant Aaron Donald, against Matthew Stafford, against the Los Angeles Rams. Look at the most game-winning drives in the final 2 minutes in overtime. This is the active list. Tom Brady is a touchdown better than the next person, Matt Ryan. Matthew Stafford's on here, Russell Wilson, Derek Carr, Joe Flacco. But it's Tom Brady. He is that dude. And number 2, gotta go on to number 2. This was tough for me because, to me, the next 2 answers, you can go either way. I think if you know me and people have watched this show long enough, you probably know who my number 1 is. But my number 2 is Patrick Mahomes. Oh, my goodness, it's Patrick Mahomes. I mean, it has to be Patrick Mahomes. I mean, what is it, like almost 200 yards, 188 yards he threw in the last 2 minutes in overtime of that divisional round playoff game? I mean, is there a part on the field, is there a place on the field that Patrick Mahomes can't touch at some point with his arm? And then you talk about from a play design standpoint. I mean, he got some heavy hitters in his corner. Eric Bieniemy, Andy Reid. I mean, some innovators of offense truly understanding how to create leverage in the passing game through motions and shifts, through the unique talents of their players, Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce. So you have to put Patrick Mahomes on this list. You guys know where I'm going with number 1. You gotta know.
Who's number 1?
Number 1. Oh,
Marcus Mariota.
Drew? Oh, Kyle. Oh, now Drew Brees. Did you really say Drew Brees? Drew Brees probably couldn't throw the ball 10 yards right now, but it's okay. We're not talking about Drew Brees and all the money he wants to get. This guy has the strongest arm in the National Football League. It was confirmed by my colleague and good friend and insider, Peter Schrager, yesterday. It's job.
Confirmed.
Bills Mafia stand all the way up. The reason why he's number 1, let me take you guys through some stuff. You already know. Guy had over 14,000 yards in 4 or 5 years in the National Football League. He has the strongest arm in the game right now. And I can argue in the history of our game, I can argue that I really can make that argument. I can also make the argument that he doesn't have some of the weapons, some of the unique talents that Patrick Mahomes has around him. But really why I like Josh Allen in the clutch, the guy had 763 rushing yards and 6 rushing touchdowns last year. I know everybody's out there saying, but Mike is a quarterback. It's not like you're talking about a Lamar Jackson who over 1,000 yards. But in the final 2 minutes, you averaging 6.3 yards per carry. That's what Josh Allen does right now. It totally transforms the way a defense has to defend you. You're going to keep 2 safeties high. Or are you? Because he can run it. It totally transforms defenses and how you defend a guy like Josh Allen. So, Peter, I'm going to start off with you. That's my list.
Get in there, Peter.
People on Twitter, yes, at me. I want all the smoke. They call me a chimney. I want all of it because I know what the hell I'm talking about. But, Peter, I'll start off with you, man. How's my list? How did I do? And do you have any thoughts or honorable mentions to go along with it?
First off, great job. As we always discuss, it's hard to put your name on a list these days. You're the one putting yourself out there, and you're going to stand beside it, and I love your courage, and I love that you didn't soft pedal this thing. Second of all, I've got one major gripe. Matthew Stafford just led his team on 2-minute drills the entire season over the mountain of a boulder on his back with being told that this guy couldn't win the big game. Did it in the NFC divisional round against the Buccaneers, driving them down with Cup. Did it against the NFC Championship game against the 49ers. And then in the Super Bowl, the biggest of moments, without Odell and without Robert Woods and with Ben Skralnik and Bryson Hopkins and Van Jefferson barely able to run on one side, found a way to get his team to. How is Matthew Stafford not number 1 on your list after what we just saw?
Peter, you're right. You're right. But the reason why I have him at 5, when you have the most dominating player on your team at any position, I'm talking about Aaron Donald. When we think about that Super Bowl win, I know the vision I have of is Aaron Donald finishing the game with a sack. I have visions of Sean McVay screaming on the sideline saying, Aaron did it. Aaron did it. He said he was going to end it. This was his moment. He said he was going to do it. Yeah, I love Matthew Stafford. But Sean McVay, the boy genius, the offensive genius, he wasn't talking about Matthew Stafford in that moment. In that championship moment, he was talking about the most dominating player in all of football. And that's Aaron Donald.